Night. Happy birthday to Bucky Barnes. We have some incredible backgrounds happening tonight on YouTube and Twitch with some Bucky Barnes photos. If you want to come see what we're all on about, the link is in my bio to come hang out with us on YouTube. You can just go to my profile, click on the YouTube icon, and you should find the stream right away. But I'm kind of obsessed with what's happening here tonight. So I want to say hey to everyone watching on YouTube and Twitch. Marissa was so kind as to make us some themed backgrounds for the events of the evening. Welcome to our show. We go live every Saturday. If you don't know us, I'm Liz. I'm producer Liz on TikTok and on Instagram. I talk a lot about PR, pop culture, MCU, Taylor Swift, Harry Styles. That's my scene. Marissa?
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm at Missabobissa on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And I talk about Marvel and Disney Channel original movies, musical theater, and wigs.
Literal wigs.
It sounds weird, but it's true.
It's true. If you know, you know. You'll find out tonight, actually, if you don't know what Marissa's talking about with the wigs. I have a whole wig segment planned.
We'll get there.
Alexis?
Hi, I'm at Alexis Blake Reads Comics on TikTok and Instagram, and I talk about comics and cats.
It's true. And would you like to give a cat update? Because we have to start the show knowing how your cats are doing.
How my cats are doing? They're good. They a couple weeks ago they discovered how to break into their treat drawer and eat all their treats. So I put toddler locks on the cabinets, and this week we discovered how to open the toddler locks and get all the treats out of the cabinet. So that's where we're at right now. We've gained some weight.
Unfortunate.
Can we highlight JJ's comment? Because yes.
The background
we can't get ahead of ourselves.
We'll talk about it later.
JJ's already taking this train off the track.
But Sly, why don't you take that segue to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sly. I'm a deaf queer person on the internet. You can find me talking about video games and non-MCU Marvel movies at Point of Progress, and you can hear me yelling about accessibility and representation here. That's the things I do.
We have quite a bit of show to do in quite a little amount of time this evening, so we're going to jump right into it. Let us know in the chat if this is your first time watching the show so we can properly welcome you to our little community. We get together every week and we talk about what's new in the MCU. We have our in-house experts that fill us in on what we can learn from the comics to help us understand the content happening today. We talk about TikTok, we talk about pop culture, we talk about representation and how, we can love media and also critique it so it becomes better. Hello to everyone hanging out on TikTok with us. Hello, our friends Bella, Sour Wolf is watching. Thank you for tuning in at 1 a.m. Hello, Bunky. I see Bunky's on a few different platforms with us. Hey, JJ and Melody. It's nice to have you back with us this week. And to everyone else watching, make sure you say hi in the chat so we can chat and hang out together. But the first thing we're going to do is talk about what we've been watching this week. As usual, we do watch things that aren't MCU related. Unless you're Marissa, then there's a few weeks every year that Marissa only watches Captain America Winter Soldier, and we respect her for that. So what did we watch this week that was not Captain America Winter Soldier? I can start. I watched Turning Red. I was so excited for this movie. I'm Canadian. It's based in Toronto. I've been to concerts at the arena stadium that the Sky Dome in the movie is based on. So I kept having to pause the movie to scream and just feel all the feelings because I've also been a Canadian teenager going to Toronto to see boy bands. My One Direction years were all spent at that arena. So I felt very seen. I felt so in love with this movie. Definitely my new favorite comfort movie. And that's not recency bias. It really did feel like an autobiography of my time as a teenager. So that was what I watched this week. 5 out of 5 Alpines. Definitely recommend anyone watching. Marissa, what were you on this week? What were you watching? 5 out of 5 Alpines. There we go.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you know, but I've had a lot going on.
Yeah, fill us in. What's happening?
Well, if you're not following me on any platform, basically, or you're not up to date in all things Miss Abobissa, I broke my ankle And fun fact, it was broken during the last episode. I just didn't know that yet. So go back and watch last episode and see if you can figure out if you can tell that I have a broken ankle during that episode. But because I've had a broken ankle, it's been, occupying a lot of my time. And also, it happens to be finals week for me. So I've just been, hanging on, not really been watching anything exciting or fun. It's been a lot of like reality TV and things to just like distract my brain.
You can say it. What have you been watching? Have you been
I watched
watching
a lot of Dance Moms.
Oh, I was gonna say Captain America: Winter Soldier. I was gonna give you that.
Okay, that also on top of all the other things happening in my life, it is a Winter Soldier week. Go back and watch our comfort movies episode to figure out what that means. But I'm putting it off until I finish my finals.
Right on.
I'm done tomorrow, and then I will have a Winter Soldier cry.
I love that for you. We love a Winter Soldier moment. Well, I think we all wish you well with your ankle. And thank you for, coming to the last show, even though you thought your ankle was fine. You did a whole 2-hour plus episode. So I have so much respect for you for that. Because sometimes, I break a nail and I'm crying and feeling like I can't do anything. And you literally did a show with an ankle completely fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand, but it happened. I should mention though that because I now have a broken ankle, I am on crutches, and so I can't carry anything. Mm-hmm. I need to carry my crutches everywhere. So I'm back home with my parents for the next few weeks. You can't tell because of this lovely green screen background, but instead of being interrupted by the radiator in my apartment, we will now be interrupted by my dog. So
beautiful.
Different sounds interrupting, but interruptions all the same.
Fun fact, fun little tidbit of trivia for everyone that watches every week. Marissa and I have the same breed of dog.
Yes.
And one day Marissa sent a photo of her dog. And I was like, how'd you get a photo of my dog? And then we realized it literally looks anyway, fun trivia.
And they're also married.
And apparently we're married.
Yeah.
Which I constantly forget that happened. You can go back a few episodes to see us.
Alexis and I are also married because you guys got married and we felt left out. So
but I don't forget about my marriage. So
we are very committed to our marriage, unlike you two.
Wow. Shade. Okay.
I send Alexis pictures every time I'm watching a project with Goran Vishnik in it. It's very mutually beneficial.
I don't know what you're talking about. Liz and I have a very mutually beneficial relationship. We just send Andrew Garfield back and forth nonstop.
Our text messages between just us is like, link to Andrew Garfield interview. Have you watched this? Yes. And then it's like a few hours later. Have you watched this? Yes. Oh my God.
All the TikTok videos I got from Liz and Marissa this week were Andrew Garfield related. Like almost all of them. And Sly sent me references to fanfic that I made them read. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
I did. That was a great video.
That would be a great segment that we should think about for future episodes is everyone has to pull a video that someone else in the group sent them over the past week. That would be so good.
Alexis sends me some gems that we don't talk about on here. That would be good. Oh yeah.
That's like some Patreon content, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, Alexis, yes. What have you been watching this week? What's up with you this week?
Wow. Okay. So everyone I think knows that I've been watching ER. If you would like to follow that journey, you can watch me on Instagram. This is a thing that's been happening. I also went and saw The Batman, which I highly recommend. Very good. And what else did I watch? Oh, I watched The Dropout, which I will talk about later. And this is the exciting part. So
wait. I can't do it, but there you go.
If you are a longtime viewer of our show, I think you will understand this story. But for new viewers, we have a group chat that the four of us are in. Actually, we have more than one. And pretty early on, we had to come up with some shorthand to explain important things, right? To identify important messages. So Marissa coined the Liz important in all capital letters, which meant that you had done something so great that Liz needed to be notified right away.
Liz does not check
What it
messages.
what it means is that Alexis has posted something on Instagram that Liz needs to go like fire emoji.
But then I found out in one of our previous after party episodes that Marissa had been mentioned on MC University, which is a podcast that Sly is on. And so it then became both like a goal and a fear of mine that I would receive a shout out on MC University. And this week I did for a movie I had never watched that I then had to promptly watch, which was Elektra. And I have got to say, it is not a good movie, but for the reason I watched it, which was Goran Visnik and his floppy hair, it was a 10 out of 10.
I love.
So I also
and the apron.
And the apron that I was not warned about.
I wanted the apron to be a surprise for you.
Another fun thing that happens in our group chat is when one of us watches a movie that other people have seen, we get like a play-by-play of like our reaction to a movie that everyone else knows already.
Mm-hmm.
And Liz and I have not seen Elektra, but Sly had. And
but
so
I have seen
like
Elektra.
10 messages in a row from Alexis being like, what is happening? Wait, why? You didn't tell me! Just like, boom, 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 boom. And then one message back from Sly being like, I wanted to surprise you. And then 10 more from Alexis.
That's accurate. That's what happened.
Speaking of Elektra, I also watched Elektra this week. And the aforementioned MC University episode has a very special guest, the one and only JJ Watch, who is currently in chat.
Hey!
Which I loved because the way MC University went for me was Mario having no clue who Goran Visnik was. Sly knowing exactly who Goran Visnik was because of me, and JJ watching this movie for his wife, Jennifer Gardner.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's art right there. I do just want to quickly say that there's a big storm happening where I live, and my electricity keeps flashing. So if y'all lose me or I disappear, you know what's happened. I'll probably still be live on TikTok though. So we'll see. But I'll be in the dark if I lose power. So lots of ways tonight can go. Well, we're all in for a good time. I just wanted to say that because as you were talking, my electricity flickered twice. And I was like, is this the end of the show for me? But anyway. That being said, continue. Where are we?
You done?
Sly watched Elektra.
I watched Elektra. I also watched Fresh, which is the new Sebastian Stan movie. Fee was shocked that I watched this, apparently. It's a Sly-ass movie. I don't know why she was surprised. But that was a fun time. I think I said this to the group chat. It gives artsy indie film, but like in the best possible way. It's very fun. If you want a chill, happy time and don't want the thriller, watch the first 30 minutes. It's a very good rom-com, and then dip out after the credits. And then I think I've mentioned how much I am in love with Kat Dennings on this show before. But when I watched WandaVision, all of my thoughts the entire time was I'm in love with Kat Dennings. And Dollface season 2 recently came out, but I hadn't seen season 1. So it's been on my list. And then while I was watching Elektra, I realized Goran Visnik was in season 1. So I watched all of season 1 this week. So
Big
Dollface,
week.
season 1. Very good.
What's that meme that's like, I'm watching for the plot? And then it's like, the plot?
The plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you.
Basically, that was my entire week, was watching things for the plot.
Well, I'm really glad to hear your review of Fresh because I will not be watching, but maybe I'll watch, what'd you say it was, the first 30 minutes?
the first 33 minutes. As soon
I
as
will
you get
watch
to
the
the
first
opening
33
credits,
minutes.
bow out.
I'm so excited.
Here's a fun story that relates to how I will watch this movie. When I was a very small child, I think maybe I was 4, maybe even probably 4, because it's one of my earliest memories in life. I thought The Sound of Music ended. Spoiler if you haven't seen Sound of Music ever. I thought Sound of Music ended when Maria returned, because that's when it would always get turned off, because I was 4 and I don't handle anything with stakes well until probably the age of 10. So I never watched movies that had stakes in it. It was always like very easy watching in the land of Liz. And then I was a teenager, like very much about to graduate high school, and I watched The Sound of Music and could not believe there was an entire other half of the movie. So that is how I will approach Fresh. It will be a 33-minute rom-com.
Uh-huh. It's
Mhm.
a very good 33-minute rom-com.
Great. Thank you so much.
Have fun with it.
I love a short film. Still, that's a great question. Wait, the opening credits aren't until a third of the way in. That's trippy.
The opening credits are not until a third of the way into the movie. And then there's a dramatic tone shift. That's all I'll say.
I'm so excited.
Very good. It's a 2 hours.
Oh.
So it's like a quarter of the way in.
I'm so excited.
But short film,
I did
30
have
minutes. There you go. Take 30.
Okay, on that note, let's move into our rants of the week. If you don't know, every week we do a fun game where we all say a rant about something that we're thinking, feeling, and we've watched this week, a headline that we think deserves a little bit of critique or attention. When we're all watching a show and reviewing that show together, we use our rants to talk about things that happen in the show that we don't have time to do a full segment about. And because we're not watching anything right now, we just talk about whatever we want. So tonight we have a few different topics that we will be ranting about. Before we start, let's just say what we're ranting about so everyone's set up. And if you're not watching on YouTube and Twitch, now's the time to come over so you can actually see the timer and everything going on. I'm going to be ranting about something that Sebastian Stan is using as a PR strategy that I think is a bit performative. Marissa?
I'm opening a big can of worms. I'm going to be ranting about Bob Chapek, the Don't Say Gay bill, and Pixar employees.
Alexis?
I'm going to be ranting about The Dropout.
Okay. And Sly?
So I have 2 options. Do we want a positive or a negative rant today?
How
I could go either way.
Okay, are you looking at the show doc?
Yeah, So I gave you 2 options. Do we want positive, happy story rant or negative?
I just highlighted the one that I
rant.
personally
do
want
the
to talk about.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Okay.
Is that the positive?
We're going for negativity today.
Woohoo! Okay, so tell the people what you're ranting about.
All right, let's talk about the fucking Alligator Loki comic.
Yes! That's what I want.
I would like everyone to know that it's been apparently 20 days, 23 hours, 24 minutes since the last time we did this game.
We didn't do rants last episode.
I never turned off the timer the last time we did this game.
The way you started that sounded like we were at AA. I'm Liz, and it's been 20 days, 23 hours.
I should just leave the timer on all the time. And I've been wondering why my computer's been like a little on the slow side. This is
That's how many tabs Liz has open
at all times. Okay, deep breath. Okay. We're cutting each other off at the 30-second mark. I think I forgot to say that, and it's a very important point of the game. My electricity keeps flashing and it's distracting me. This is going to be a mess. Are we all ready to go?
Yes.
All right.
Green.
Okay. So Sebastian Stan at a convention a while ago made a comment about how he loves working with women and women directors and how he would never say no to an opportunity to work with women. And then on TikTok in the past year, that clip has kind of gone viral. I see it circulating all the time, and I'm sure it's all over Tumblr too. Now that Sebastian Stan is doing a lot of press, he's being asked and given a lot of opportunity to raise this exact point about how he loves working with women.
So there is a bill in Florida that It's like halfway to being passed at this point. It's not good, and I'm not trying not to use words that will get us flagged, but look it up. It's called Don't Say Gay. So maybe that gives you a hint about what it's about. And for weeks, people have been asking Disney and Bob Chapek in particular to speak out against this bill because of the millions and millions of dollars that Disney brings into the
that's
Florida economy.
Okay, so when we're looking at who is getting these Infinity comics, there are some questions to which characters are being chosen and why. And recently this week, I saw the news that we got the first issue of the Alligator Loki comic, which would be like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, a lot of people like it, give it a comic. But this is 12 issues long.
So I think everyone knows that I was really excited to see the dropout on Hulu. I'm very fascinated by the Elizabeth Holmes Theranos story. And I've watched the 4 episodes that have been released so far. And I have to say, I think the early critical acclaim of this show is due more to the fact that the documentary about Anna failed rather than it is due to its own merit. And early on, the show got a lot of.
So to some extent, to say you love working with women and women directors in a male-dominated industry is a really positive thing for Sebastian Stan to say. And when he says it genuinely, when he's given a direct question that requires that type of response from him, I'm all for it. Where that answer gets performative is when it becomes a PR stunt. And I am feeling that this statement of his is turning into a PR stunt in relation to how people slandered him for the Pamela Anderson, Pam and Tommy show.
So Disney was asked multiple times to speak out against this bill, to do something about it, because of the harm it's going to bring to the entire queer community of Florida, and especially queer children. And they didn't. And then conveniently, the day after the bill passed in the House, I think, was the Disney shareholders meeting. And so Bob Chapek said like some random thing about like the best thing that we can do to support queer youth is inclusive storytelling.
When we're looking at these characters that are getting stories, like, sure, we got like the Jeff the Land Shark, sure, we get, there's some really awesome ones that are introductory, like catch you up on a character, but those are like 1 issue, 4 issues. Why are we giving an alligator 12 issues worth of story when Black Widow got a single issue?
So pretty early on, me not getting distracted by Sly's rant, pretty early on, the show was getting a lot of positive feedback for critics for not justifying or romanticizing Elizabeth Holmes's behavior. And I actually think it does not meet that standard. In the first 3 episodes especially, we see a lot of kind of the iconic things she's known for, like her green juice and her turtleneck. Those all be decisions that are suggested to her by other men in the story.
If Sebastian Stan is truly a feminist, I'm calling on him to make these statements public. How are you supporting women behind the camera? Are you asking for equity? Are you asking for equal pay? Are you ensuring that there are women hired on your sets and that they're being hired at a proportional rate and that the hiring is diverse? What stakes are you making as someone with say in a project to ensure that the people working around you are benefiting from the industry that they're in?
So basically, that was not a response. That was a don't talk to us about this. We don't care. Inclusive storytelling for Disney means a new first Disney queer character every 2 months, which is really exciting and interesting for me. But then that became an issue when people called them out for it, rightly so, and they backpedaled and were like, oh, we can do better than that. We'll make a donation to the I'm Still Talking Sly. It's your turn.
Oh my god, sorry, I was distracted. So what I want from these Infinity comics are more stories for real people and less for animals. But if you're going to give us a 12-part animal comic, why is it Alligator Loki and not Alpine, the established best friend of our show and our favorite comic character? Give Alpine a 12-part comic
And
series.
that is why we are married. Okay, so I think part of this is a story issue, right? When you're not listening to original reporting and you're instead having to show this story in the context of a drama, we can't hear her thoughts, so we have to see them. But I think the show has made the mistake of us seeing them predominantly from men and seeing thoughts that we know as viewers to be iconic. And so it's removing her culpability.
Maybe Sebastian Stan does do these things. My problem is that he's choosing not to make those things public while he's also saying that he likes working with women. That statement means jack shit, Sebastian, if you're not actually advocating for women around you and you're using them to prop up your own career. That's how it's coming across at this point. Show us actual proof that you are supporting women, that you are claiming make your work better if you're going to be making statements like this in the press to save your own image after doing something anti-feminist.
So the bottom line is that I spent way too long explaining the context of this situation, but Bob Chapek wrote a letter that didn't do shit. Then Pixar employees, some queer Pixar employees wrote a letter, open letter back to him being like, we don't want your like allyship. You axe all of our queer representation in our storytelling at the Disney corporate level. So bottom line, fuck Bob Chapek. Go support Pixar and employees and stream Turning Red, please. It is like a perfect film. Thank you and good night.
The Infinity comics are brilliant and I love them, and I really appreciate what they're doing for the like digital wave of comics. But give us stories about real people, give us stories about queer characters, about characters of color. We don't need this many stories about animals, giving this many issues. Give them to real, actionable, powerful stories. And caveat, if you're gonna give it to an animal, give it to Alpine or any of Natasha's cats. Give us cats.
I think removing her culpability, the little parts in this story, is making this narrative more match her legal narrative, which established that she was too dumb to realize that all this was going on, and she was so stupid she didn't know that she was stealing money from people. And I think the bottom line is that you're either smart enough to have deserved any of the praise that you got, or you were dumb and helpless and you were just a pawn, and you can't be both.
And I'm stopping the timer. I've stopped it. We've all seen it. So next time I log in, it's not going to say 20 days. Yay, rant game. Thanks for playing, everybody. How do we all feel after that? I feel like that was like, those are some good rants.
I feel a lot better now.
Any points anyone needs to like close with a nice bow?
I want to give a shout out to what would have been my positive rant. Friend of Point in Progress, Ryan Leston, wrote an article over on IGN talking about Ewan McGregor saying there's a new wave of positivity for the Star Wars prequel trilogy, which is really awesome. We love to see it. Support the things you love and love them and be proud of that, and ignore the things that you don't like or aren't for you, and stop being so shitty.
I want to wrap up by highly recommending everyone read the portions of the Pixar employee letter that are available to the public, as well as Bob Chapek's copy paste PR response, and stream Turning Red.
Alexis, anything you want to say to wrap yours, or you're good? You actually got yours in the 2 minutes.
I got mine in, yeah.
I'm just gonna say that after the show, I'll plug in my Linktree. I did an interview a few years ago where I talked more about this topic, about what do you do when you have women in the room. It's one thing to hire women. It's another thing to talk about women. It's another thing to actually make sure women have a voice at the table. So I'll link that in my bio if anyone wants to see me rant more about the anti-feminist framework that I was talking about in my rant. And again, you can support people. Like, we're having a whole party for Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan. You can enjoy media while also holding people accountable and hoping that they can be better and that they are better than what they're coming across. Yay! With that said,
precisely.
With that said, let's keep the show rolling because we are trying to fit a lot into not a lot of time tonight. Is it time Is it time?
I think it's
For
time.
the man of the hour? I wish we had sound effects tonight, and we really don't. I would play like a little happy birthday song right now, but it is Bucky Barnes' birthday week. And if Bucky Barnes was here with us in real life, we'd be throwing him a rager of a birthday bash. So we're doing the next best thing and hosting this show in his honor. Yay, happy birthday, Bucky Barnes.
Yay.
I feel like we need to just start with acknowledging these backgrounds. Does everyone want to say like which Bucky they've picked for this evening and why this is their Bucky of choice, perhaps? Marissa, I think you should start. I think it makes sense that you start. And if you're not watching on YouTube and Twitch, you should, so you can see what we're talking about.
So the Bucky I have chosen is Bucky with the cake from episode 6 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you don't follow me on Twitter, that might be. I hope it's not. I hope my brand is defined enough that it's not fucking information. But I lost my mind at this moment. And it's probably one of my favorite pictures on the internet. And I tweet about it a lot. I have a whole series.
You
of,
single-handedly keep this meme alive, Marissa. Like
I do. And I'm so happy that people finally appreciate it, because when it started, like a year ago, it was just Melody. And she was like, why are you doing this? This isn't funny.
Shout out
and I was
Melody.
like, it's never going to die. And it's still alive. Here we are.
Shout out Melody, who threw us this great comment earlier tonight. Marissa's vibranium ankle when, in true Bucky Barnes birthday bash fashion.
Yes.
I hate to
Bucky
say,
has a
but
vibranium
Melody's
arm.
my
I have a
favorite.
vibranium ankle.
What'd you say, Sly?
I said, I hate to say, but Melody's my favorite.
Melody should come join us sometime and drop some tea. Maybe we'll chat about that behind the scenes. Sly, which Bucky did you pick?
I, of course, have the lovely Sebastian Stan is Rob James Collier impersonator that I know we disagree. They look the same in their uniforms, but I think they do. Of course, I got 40s Bucky. My love. I love a period piece. I love a happy Bucky moment. It's the obvious choice here.
Love. Alexis, you didn't actually get to choose yours. You were trying to get to the show, but I chose it for you, and I feel like I made a good choice.
I debated including Bucky in the picture, but
Not
I
needed.
realized that's probably not what you want.
Not needed. It was funny because I saw that text when I got home, and I was like, that's who I am as a person. Like, I didn't even need to be asked. Just like, someone find Alpine for Alexis's birthday panic.
Well,
And Marissa even lined it up perfectly with the crowns. I want to give you a shout out for that.
Thank you. Explain who Alpine is, just really quickly, if there's anybody who doesn't know. I hope there isn't, but you know.
Please wait.
Yes, this is Alpine Rantler. Okay, this is Alpine. All of us fans decided that Alpine was a girl and that Bucky is a girl dad. But Alpine is Bucky Barnes's very underused therapy cat, and she goes to group therapy with him, and she fights crime with him, and she is featured in 2 runs of comics. So she's featured in Falcon and Winter Soldier, that short issue run, and she's featured in Winter Soldier Second Chances, that short issue run. If you Google it, the Marvel Wiki is wrong, and it shorts Alpine like 2 issues. But I made a graphic that I will be posting on Instagram tonight with links to all of the Alpine issues so that you do not get lost trying to find her. The end.
I need to call it Sly. You and I lost it at the same moment there. What made you laugh at that?
What made me laugh? I need this is a 911 mention alert banner.
Yeah.
What
You
made
were
me
saying
laugh
about me.
is because you said the fandom has all collectively agreed that Bucky is a girl dad. 911 fandom, like fic writing fandom, has collectively agreed that Buck from 911 is also a girl dad.
Obsessed. I love.
So that's why I laughed, because I thought of 911 and I can't go an episode without mentioning 911.
I think that we need merch that says Bucky's a girl dad.
You have said that before. We've got to put it in the doc.
We gotta add it to the list.
There was an early TikTok video of mine where I was like, we don't know. Like, the Marvel Wiki doesn't know. The comic doesn't know. And then everyone just kept saying she. And so on Twitter, I was like, is Bucky or is Alpine a girl? Like, is Bucky a girl dad? And 2 people said yes. And I was like, I have decreed Alpine is a girl.
I'm still waiting for the fish driving a Jeep.
I know, the
merch.
fish driving the Jeep
I'm
merch. It's
waiting.
gonna come, I promise. Only a year later.
That is my favorite comment I have ever made on anything ever. That is my crowning achievement.
It
with
really
Stark
was
Video.
incredible.
It's making that comment.
We will maybe like the 1-year anniversary of like that comment is when we will launch that merch. Also when I figure out our merch store. When those things all come together.
If anybody wants to draw us fan art of a fish driving a Jeep,
yes,
Didn't
message us.
we give it a license plate? I think we also gave it a license plate. I don't
had
remember.
a license plate, yeah.
Don't remember.
Maybe someone can go find it in a previous
I don't
stream.
remember that part. The image is so clear in my mind. I'm waiting to see it in real life.
I'd like to talk about What If Bucky.
Go, Leo.
I think that's an excellent segue. We're talking about What If Bucky.
This is Liz's Leo moment. Go, go, go.
So we all know I am at my core a What If hater. I am the biggest What If hater on the planet. I hated that show. I love that it brought me Alexis. I love it brought me all of you, but I hated that show. I'll always hate What If. I love What If Bucky. I think he is so superior. He is so wholesome. I love What If Bucky. We had a different photo of Bucky from What If, but we couldn't use it because it looked a little not rated for the stream.
NSFW.
Thank you. Yes, it was Bucky in the shower. Which, if you know about how I felt about Bucky in the, if you don't, we're gonna leave it at this. If you don't know how I felt about Bucky in the shower, you should go find the episode of the What If After Party. Slide designated an entire segment to me in the comments. It was incredible. It's really a moment in history.
It spawned a recurring segment of the show,
which we will not name.
I love a plumbing moment. It's just so good.
It's so good.
So we've brought back What If Bucky, and we'll talk more about that later in the show. But I want to give it over to Alexis, because you are going to do what you do best. One of the things you do best. One of the original reasons why you were invited onto the show, which is to inform us, teach us, enlighten us about some of the comics that we might not know, to provide extra context around why Bucky's birthday is so special.
Yes. Is this the birthday comic? Okay,
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, there is a Bucky birthday comic, and it was the 50th issue of Brubaker's run on Captain America. The Brubaker Captain America run is when we get the Bucky that we know today. So not young Robin-like sidekick Bucky, but like the Bucky Barnes that we are more familiar with. And this issue, fun fact, switched the way these were numbered. So after this issue, this series, this run, which is like 400 issues long, reset its numbering. But this issue is all about Bucky's birthday. So it follows his birthday from like during the war to his current birthday, when a certain hero of mine puts an obnoxious amount of candles on his cake to wish him happy birthday. And I think you have a photo of that, maybe a picture.
Sorry.
Yes. So this was Natasha, who put like 80 billion candles on his cake to drive home the fact that he is 80 billion years old. And he has all sorts of friends there. Luke Cage is there, and his kid, and Jessica. And so there's just lots of fun about this moment. But when I first got on TikTok, everyone seemed to think this moment was fake, was like fan art, and it's not. It's a real issue. So this is the Bucky birthday issue, and you can read it by itself. So if you're like, I don't want to read 400 issues, Alexis, you can read just this one. You'll be just fine.
I love
so
that we
glad you
keep
have a
trying
birthday
to like
party.
Vanna White and all of our
I keep going the wrong way. Yeah. Yeah.
It's truly so wholesome, though. I am really a big fan of these, and this is one of the first things that I ever saw from you on TikTok. I think you posted this pretty early on. When did you post this, do you think?
I don't know. It was pretty early. I've posted it several times. Like every couple months, I'm like, just a reminder, the birthday issue.
Well, it's a great time to tag.
That was the first thing Alexis pitched for this episode, was like, we can talk about the
birthday comic. There are some like sad birthdays. There are some happy birthdays. Of course, the big surprise birthday. It's just a really well written, really beautiful book.
Yeah. I think everyone in the comments who's read it is agreeing that this is one of the best. We just love Happy Bucky. Am I right? And I'm gonna throw it to Sly now because Happy Bucky is truly like the throne. That's the throne you sit on. That is your.
Give it a couple segments.
That's the
go to you.
flag in the sand. Yeah.
Your turn.
Now's a good time to talk about it. Let's talk about we have some unpopular Bucky opinions. I think I've already thrown mine out there accidentally, which is I hate What If and I love What If Bucky. So let's just like go all the way with it. Sly, do you want to talk about Happy Bucky?
Yeah, hot take. Happy Bucky is way better than Sad Bucky. Like, I get, like, story-wise, like, he's interesting when he's sad, but I like it so much better. I have so much more fun when we get a Happy Bucky moment. I'm saying Bucky in First Avenger and in Wakanda is better than Bucky in Winter Soldier or Civil War. That's my Bucky hot take.
I think also episode 6 of Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have to have Sad Bucky to get to this moment. Like you need him crying on the floor in Wakanda to get to this.
We get Happy Bucky dancing with some pretty ladies without crying.
Severely underused in that film, might I just say. One of the best parts of that movie, severely underused.
I know I'm going to shock everyone when I say this, but I am a fan of broody brunettes, so I prefer Bucky.
Pause. Hitting the button. I'm hitting the alarm.
Where's the checklist?
Where's the checklist?
I like Happy Bucky, but man, I'm here for sad broody Bucky too.
So okay, who in the comments can remember the checklist? If you know what we're talking about, I would like you to comment it now, so we can see how.
I'm a mystery. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just like all the other girls.
I'm just like all the other girls.
I don't know if this is a controversial Bucky opinion, but I think it's an underrated Bucky opinion.
Yeah.
Bucky at Tony Stark's funeral is peak Bucky.
Listen,
It's a good outfit.
Do you know what he looks like in that moment? That is copyright drama queen Bucky Barnes. Print, moving on.
I don't know if just like as a blanket statement, like I think just as like a general take, I don't think anyone at a funeral should be peak anywhere. Like that's where
his hair looks exceptional. He's wearing a leather jacket. He's like doing some like weird like lean thing with his hands in his pocket. And then Sam is just like weirdly standing next to him like, it's okay,
Here's what I'll give you. I think that one scene inspires like 70% of what Bucky wears in fan fiction. Like anytime you read a Bucky fan fiction, like that is how he is described. Yeah.
Not that any of us have read any of them. But
I have. No. Like, let's just come on. We talk about fan fiction every week. I'll own it. Absolutely. I'm seeing some agreement on my point and agreement with Marissa, so I'm glad that both can be true.
Thank you.
Sylvan's got that checklist for us multilingual broody brunettes who have a habit of the refrigerators of the world, the refrigerator salesmen.
With swoopy hair.
Yeah.
With the floppy hair.
With fluffy hair.
With fluffy hair.
Swoopy hair.
And no, I can't say that word. Never mind. Pokey things. I'll say with pokey things.
Yeah.
What?
Sure. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
I got there.
Alexis, you have an interesting opinion as well. Would you like to share with the class?
Yeah, as usual. Well, as usual, I think I am less fun than everybody else here. But my unpopular opinion is that the White Wolf is not like an evolution that we are aiming towards. It is a period in Bucky's life that has already occurred. And I was really upset and confuzzled when after Falcon and Winter Soldier, everybody was like, no, it should have been Captain America and White Wolf. And I don't think that's true. I think White Wolf was Bucky when he was sad in Wakanda, like coming to that place where like he was kind of dealing with things, but wasn't really dealing with them, right? He was recognizing they existed, but not really making any forward therapeutic process or progress. And I don't think that's an evolution we should be aiming for. And I also think that the Bucky that we know commonly is Winter Soldier is not necessarily Bucky. So I think the forward evolution we need to be striving forward is to get back to Bucky, and that I eventually want us to end up in a like Captain America and Bucky place rather than Captain America and Winter Soldier or Captain America and the White Wolf.
I
100%
will
agree.
counter this by saying I want White Wolf if it gives us more of him not relying on a prosthetic 24/7.
I do. Yes, I am sad about that. Yes.
Make him take off the arm. Nobody wears a prosthetic 24/7. That's my only counter to your point. Otherwise, I fully agree.
That's very valid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have no good way of segueing back to my point. There's nothing I can say to make that an easy transition, but I'll just go for it. We already talked about What If and how I'm a What If hater in my heart, but I will say that I do really enjoy the version of Bucky that we get in What If. We see him from a few different lenses. If you've watched our What If episodes, you know I do not like that first episode. I am not a fan. I do not like the tone of it. We did get a little bit more Happy Bucky, and we did get Barnes stole a Jeep. So, like, big check for me was Barnes stole a Jeep. I did like the zombie episode and the Bucky that we got in that episode. I thought it was kind of a refreshing take on this healed Bucky, whatever, like end of Captain America, Winter Soldier, whatever Bucky that we end up with, who is able to contribute to the team without it just being all about Steve, which I thought was interesting. So I think What If Bucky's very underrated. I'm actually excited for What If Season 2 to see if they bring Bucky back and we see more of that. And it makes me excited if that's the direction that Bucky's going to be written in future MCU projects. We shall see. We shall see. Any other Bucky hot takes we want to drop before we move into our most anticipated slideshow of the night, also our only slideshow of the night?
I am so excited about this slideshow.
It's very much on brand for our show. I will say it's very chaotic. I don't know if it should be that highly anticipated, but I appreciate it.
Hold on. Okay, sorry, it's fine. Why is this happening? Oh, it's because there's a cute animation.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
No, it's fine. I was just I thought the slides were going to just move on their own and I didn't want. Anyway, it's fine. 1 second, y'all. Here we go. Ready?
Bunky, you're my favorite.
I agree with that. Okay. Welcome to the definitive ranking of Bucky's hair in order of appearance. Next slide, please.
Oh, sorry.
Why am I qualified to do this? Because I said so. But also, I have a series on TikTok called The Thing, where I talk about hair in the MCU, where I take a single character and go through all of their appearances in the MCU thus far, but I only talk about their hair. And I would just like to point out that the Bucky episode has 270,000 views, so I'm basically an expert. You can find every episode of The Thing, where I talk about hair in the MCU from my link tree. Next slide, please. So, first appearance. Captain America, the First Avenger, it's the best. And you can fight me, but you're wrong. 40s Bucky is the best, and I will not be hearing any criticism about that.
Thank you.
Next slide, please.
I just, before we move on, I would just like to give the audience a chance here, because I know that we have a little bit of a delay. I would like to hear everyone's response to 40s Bucky as being the best. We know Sly is team 40s Bucky.
I said you can fight me, but you're
I was
wrong.
about
So
to say,
I would
I love
prefer
that
not
Marissa
to
was
hear
like,
criticism.
no criticism. And Liz was like, opening the floor for criticism.
I just want to make sure we're not going so fast that people are like, we're missing important comments that are coming in from our people, because I know there's a bit of a delay to the YouTube stream. Yeah, see, here we go. Sylvan agreeing with you. 40s Bucky in the blue jacket is superior. This is what I was waiting for.
That's
Yes.
the right answer. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
40s Bucky, best Bucky.
Thank
to me,
you.
this is Howling Commando's Bucky. And Howling Commando's Bucky is my favorite Bucky. I would differentiate between this Bucky and Sly's Bucky. They are different Buckies.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Slightly.
they have different hair.
Yeah. Well, like
This
I don't
Bucky
know,
has been worn
they're just
longer.
very
His hair is
different
longer.
Vibes.
And he's
Like-
broodier.
Yeah.
Howling Bucky and drafted Bucky, two very different
Yes.
energy.
Yes.
Once again, Bunky proving that there's a conspiracy in the world. I don't know if anyone's heard this, that Bunky and I are actually the same person, because Bunky and I have the exact same top 5 TV shows, and we tend to have similar opinions on everything, including I want to agree, but I can't.
Okay.
I know
by
what your
a
answer
exactly
is, but we're going to
the
get
gayest
there.
Bucky.
That's it.
It is the gayest
That's-
Bucky.
oh,
That's
that's a
why
big
it's
part
the
of it.
best.
It's a big part
valid.
of it.
Very valid. Very valid. All right. Shall we continue?
Yes, please. Okay. So this is also 40s Bucky, but it's different, but it's also the best. Post-Azano Bucky is different, but it's also
Let's
still
hear
the
it for
best.
Captain
They're
America.
tied for number 1. Let's hear it for Captain America. So are you keeping the outfit? This is the era that we need to be appreciating. Thank you very much.
respect
This is gay Bucky. We love to
Yes.
see it.
Okay, Captain America the Winter Soldier. It's not offensive, but it's also not deserving of praise. It's fine. It's middle of the road.
It's there.
Yeah.
Neither was that movie. I didn't say that.
I just realized I did not include Civil War.
Of course you did it! That is so funny.
I literally was like, I feel like I'm forgetting a movie. And I
That
was
is
forgetting
so
a movie.
I'm
brand for
really
this show.
starting to feel concerned for your all's marriage. I'm just going to say, there have been a lot of comments made tonight.
Enemies to lovers, folks. Enemies to lovers.
Lovers to enemies, more like.
Lovers to enemies, making me a little anxious over here.
We don't have to talk about Civil War yet. We're still in Winter Soldier. And the point is, we don't talk about 30s Bucky. We don't talk about it. It makes me really upset. I don't want to remember that it exists.
No.
Next.
Okay. Then next would be Civil War. But
You went straight to God.
I would also say that Civil War is middle of the road. It's maybe a little bit below
agree,
Winter
I
Soldier
agree.
because the length bothers me. But that's, you can watch the TikTok to hear my thoughts on Civil War, I guess. I don't really know where this ranks. I think it's like in a tier of its own.
I just love this screenshot of his face.
It's so good.
What is his face
Why does
doing?
it look like he has cat ears?
He looks to me, you know
it's
those
like a wreath behind the door.
those really awkward eHarmony commercials now, where they're like, I'm looking for someone who moves me. That's why I went to eHarmony. This to me feels
like-
like eHarmony, Bucky.
In Wakanda, short time looking for a good time.
It's like a pharmaceutical ad, like him walking out of the doorway is like in the slow motion, like take this medication of blah blah blah, and it's just like him slowly walking out. Like,
I really just want to
The
remind.
antidepressant commercials.
So
yeah,
Sebastian Stan is I don't know the right word for this, so I apologize. But he's like a embodied actor. Like he takes the expression and the physicality so serious in his roles. So and we know that this piece, he just went and shot it for the end credit scene of Black Panther.
I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I'm about to get there. Say it.
Okay.
Say it.
No, I
It's
just
perfect.
want to know what the direction was that made him walk out and give this face. Like, why was this the choice?
Yeah, I don't know.
One of his
But
female
it's great.
co-stars was in the distance, and he was trying to say, "I really like working with you." You're welcome.
I respect you as an artist.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay,
so
It's giving.
Marissa, please continue.
Marissa, get us back on
Okay.
track.
so the point was, if we go to the next slide.
Okay.
No, you went backwards.
No, sorry.
If we go to Infinity War. This is the worst one. It's so bad. And it's just this one scene. But this is the point I was going to make, is that the scene in Black Panther was filmed while they were making Infinity War. It's the same. So why is this so different than that? And also,
It's the half up, half down. I'm telling you.
But
It's
wait,
the bun.
next slide. Just wait. This is also Infinity War, and it's so good. Why?
I was like, this works for me. Yeah.
Why is that one scene where he's like, not bad for a 100-year-old, semi-stable 100-year-old man? Why is that it makes me so upset.
It's like
I'm
one time
sorry.
he used a blow dryer, like a hair dryer, and one time he like air dried. And I'm not quite sure which is which.
Like, just let it be greasy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's truly that one scene. The rest of like the battle, the rest of the movie, it's totally fine. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it makes me really upset. It makes me really upset.
Can I raise a point? Would you mind, Marissa? Like, what happened to the scrunchie? Like, where the hair elastic? Like, what happened to it?
Well,
it was snapped.
The gray shirt one happened in between.
Did you say it snapped? Sorry, Marissa,
we go from Jesus Bucky to this to Blowout.
I quit.
Avengers Endgame. It's just so good. Like
I like
it's so good.
like the ear tuck, like the almost ear tuck.
Mm-hmm. And you know why it's so good? Because these are extensions and not a wig. And that's his full hairline.
No way.
It's so good. Yes.
No way.
Those are just extensions.
This could be a Pantene commercial.
I know. It's amazing. I love it so much. Okay. Mediocre, and I stand by that. It's fine.
I've had that
I don't like
haircut.
it. I don't dislike it. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I would have liked it.
You ever laugh so hard
but
to get
it looked
heartburn? That's
good
me right
on
now.
you, Sly.
It's a little CW for me. You know that phase where like all the men on the CW had that like exact, yeah.
It's 2016. It's too short and it's too spiky. I would have liked if we reverted a little bit further closer to 40s Bucky. Like, I understand it's like a modern version of 40s Bucky, but like, it's just like,
I think Falcon and Winter Soldier though was some of my favorite costuming for Bucky.
Yeah,
I'll
agree with that.
Why didn't he shave down the sides a little bit? Do you know what I mean? That nice kind of like shorter.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
on the top.
Yeah.
It's just boring.
The energy it's giving me is post long hair, shaved his head, and then regrew it to this.
Yeah, Bunky really reading my mind here. Bucky needs a fade.
Yes.
Campaigning for a Bucky fade in whatever appearance he's doing next.
Which I feel like also has a very retro vibe.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
then we get to 40s Bucky in What If, which is also it's in second place because it's the best because it's still 40s Bucky, but it's animated. So it's just like a step down. It's like a what is it? It's like an indent on the bullet point of 40s Bucky. It's like it's like a subsection, a footnote.
It's a step removed.
I find his eyebrows a bit shocking.
He looks like Chris Pine.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing. It's just like let's just compare and contrast eyebrows and eyebrows, and then that.
Yeah.
Okay. Would we like
next
to
slide,
continue?
please? Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Zombie episode Bucky is like Merida level cartoon hair. It's like probably like it's the best 2D animated hair I've seen in a very long time. I have no complaints. It's very good. The slow motion whip around was all like 100% deserved. I
have one complaint about this. How come they can animate his hair this well and not animate women walking?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Yes. That is.
That I revoke my yes, absolutely.
Yep.
I think we actually talked about that during
I think I said that. Yes.
Yeah. I think we talked about
why is the hair better than the women?
They did do the hair extraordinarily well. The hair was almost an extra character at some point.
I feel like it was the intern of the week, which is a Stark Radio deep cut. But it was the intern of the week did the hair. They were like, "This is my one job, is just the hair for this."
And I'm gonna go over the top with it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, 40s Bucky supremacy. Thank you, and good night.
I would like someone to count how many times Marissa has said 40s Bucky supremacy on this show.
If
At
you watch
least 15 times.
It needs to go
if you
on
watch
the bingo board.
If you watch the PowerPoint night with some of our friends a while back, I also concluded that PowerPoint that was not about Bucky at all. I also concluded that with a 40s Bucky supremacy page. I believe in it very strongly.
Do we have a cat joining us on Alexis's?
Yeah, he jumped up
Thomas.
just for a second.
Hi, Thomas.
Being a baby, sorry.
Thomas saw Alpine and was like, let me get in here real quick.
Tommy was like,
let's just-
my sister.
Yeah.
Alexis has 3 cats, Alpine, and her 2 real cats.
I also have a ghost cat, Dust Bunny. You
That's
can't forget
true.
Dust Bunny.
4 cats.
Yes.
4 cats.
Love. How do we feel about where we've left things with Bucky's hair? I know next we wanted to talk about some predictions for Bucky moving forward. Would we like to first predict Bucky's hair moving forward? Because I've cast my claim. I would like a fade. Marissa, what do you see next in the future of Bucky Barnes' hair?
If anything, it's getting shorter. And I don't want that. But that's what my heart tells me. And my heart's been pretty right on most things recently. So
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say top knot.
See, that's what I'm...
Alexis, you can have the same opinion.
I-
That's allowed.
I was going to say that I think it's going to go the fade route, but what I want is like the top knot man bun. That is what I want.
yeah. I do
Our marriage is just fine.
I do deeply regret that we
doing
only
great.
got the half top knot. I would have liked a commitment to the full.
Yes,
The
me
full.
agreed.
Yeah.
And I'd like it to be one of Sarah's scrunchies. And then
Oh.
Sam making a comment like, have I seen that before? Like,
Someone
like,
write that fanfic, please and thank you. Cosign.
and send it to us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. What else
If
do we
anybody
think- oh, sorry, go ahead.
ever wants to send me, I'm not going to speak for the rest of you. If you ever want to send me fanfic, I will read it. Anything. Pretty much.
This is true.
I don't care
Sly
if
has
I
an
Sly
have
open
reads
it.
door
fan
policy.
fiction.
I
Sly
will read
reads
any
fan
fanfic.
fiction for content they don't even consume.
That's what I was gonna say. I am currently balls deep into timeless fanfiction. Have not seen a single episode.
No.
I have to text Alexis and be like, "What the fuck is a lifeboat?" But it's great. I love it. Please send me all your fanfic. If you write fanfic, if you read something you really like, it doesn't matter if I've seen the property or not. I will read it.
Everyone needs a friend like Sly, which I think is part of why this show works. Because everyone watches and says, you know what? I don't know if I could be friends with all of them, but definitely one or three of them. And I'm the one that I disinclude in that statement.
See, I was disincluding myself. I was like,
I
not the
was-
chirpy girl that likes cats.
Marissa, were you gonna also
No,
be
it's-
self-deprecating?
Oh yeah, no, it's like not the rageful girl that doesn't want to have a conversation with anyone. Just wants to stand in the corner.
I just want to shed some light on like statements that have been made that I think are really funny that our regular viewers and everyone watching will appreciate. Like we have said things like, oh my God, Marissa, what did you just say? It just slipped my mind. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we make these comments behind the scenes about how like no one's gonna watch like us talk the way we talk. And then we come on this show and like it works anyway. So for example, Alexis being like, I never watch new shows. And then Alexis being like, I watched 5 new shows so I could talk about them on this show. Right? Yeah. It's very
Caused
funny.
me a lot of anxiety. I needed my hand held during Electra, but here we are.
But here you are. You did it so you could talk about it. And like I really
did it.
respect you for that. You know?
Meanwhile, I'm like, I hate hearing people, and somehow y'all still put up with me anyways.
But you do a show with us anyway. And you're still here. No, this is so fun. Let's do some predictions for what is coming next for Bucky Barnes in the MCU. I'm going to ask a question that I did not prep or ask anyone to prep around. However, I would like to know if there's anything noteful in the comics or in like these future projects that may link us to Mr. Bucky Barnes. Anything come to mind? I guess Alexis specifically, I'm looking at you, being like, is there anything noteful that you want to start with?
This is me. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. We know that Secret War and those types of things are coming down the pipe. We think we're going to get some space drama, and so a lot of people have asked if we may go the man on the wall route. And I'm not sure that's something we'll see in the cinematic universe because I think it takes a lot of explaining to explain Fury's position and what that is, and having Bucky take that. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to move Bucky in that direction. I'm also wondering if we won't get to some sort of like a Bucky as Cap stage. Not that I want to, because I would, I really want to spend more time with Sam. But I also think that may be in the works with the way MCU and Disney have kind of moved stories in the past, that we may be in a situation where Sam can't be Cap for a short period of time. We may move Bucky in that direction. I think the other kind of iconic Bucky storylines from the comics, most of them center around Natasha, and I don't think we're going to get any more of that story now that we've kind of removed her from the narrative. There was a trend where people were thinking we could maybe copy and paste that onto some Yelena storylines, but since she is canonically Ace in the comics, and aromantic, we would prefer things not move in that direction. But I think that's there you go.
I will say I don't know much about Secret Invasion in the comics, but if they did go the route with Man on the Wall, that would be a really fun and interesting way to tie in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back into the MCU movie canon by bringing Daisy back, bring Quake back in. And so I think that would be really fun to see Bucky Quake team up. I don't think they'll do it, but that's what I want.
Marissa?
I haven't read a comic. I've never read a Bucky comic. What am I going to say about the comics?
Is there anything in particular that you think is interesting? I have something. I can go next if you want to keep thinking.
Oh, do you want like my general Bucky predictions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or things that you're picking up that you think would be interesting.
I'm going to be honest, y'all. I don't think we're seeing Bucky for a while. I think we might get like an episode of What If season 2. But other than that, I've been watching some Sebastian Stan press lately, and he is avoiding those questions. He is like, people, you know, because it's what's hot.
And weaving.
Because it's what's hot, everybody's asking him about Winter Soldier and Marvel and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm happy where we left off. Like, I'm good. If that's the end, I'm good. And I'm like, I don't think it is the end, but it might be several years. And I also, I don't know that we're going to see Bucky in Cap 4.
That's a hot take.
I would prefer Sam Wilson have a movie about Sam Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
agreed.
That is
I
not
100% agree.
Overshadowed
That's what I want.
by, oh my God, Bucky,
Yeah,
I don't think that's what we're gonna get, but if we do, I will be so happy.
Sales wise, it's not what we're gonna get, but story wise, it's what I would prefer.
Give Sam his own movie, please, for the love of God.
Give Sam literally anything. Give Sam some crumbs. We've gotten one episode of Sam Wilson as Captain America, and we've gotten more Peggy Carter as Captain Carter than we have literal Captain America. And I could. That's a TikTok. For
In case you missed that, there was a very aggressive eye roll happening on my end.
Yeah. So
I have some hot takes
that's
that
where
are
I
kind
am.
of in alignment with what you're saying. I think on a realistic note, we're gonna see Bucky in What If Season 2. I think that I would, depending on what's happening with Multiverse of Madness, like, because we don't know what's happening with Multiverse of Madness. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we had cameos of tons of Marvel characters appear if they decide to do any kind of montage going through multiverses and seeing Thor in one and Loki in another. And like thinking of all the projects that have been filming over the past few years, they could have been filming these little cameos on the sets, just like they did with the Wakanda scene to put in Multiverse of Madness. So I wouldn't be surprised if if that is something that's happening, if we saw Bucky. But I agree, we're not going to see Bucky for a long time. There's been so many rumors about Bucky getting the refrigeration edit because Sebastian Stan's been in the MCU for so long. And I think that's probably realistic. It makes me very sad. I'm not going to handle it well at all. But unfortunately, I don't want this to happen. I do think that that could be like the motivating factor for Sam as Captain America is like that's the plot where he gets refrigerated and then Sam has to like go forth, which I think is stupid because Sam does not need that.
Yeah.
But that's my guess. I think he's gonna get written out, and I'm not so happy about it.
Yep.
I just want to, on the topic of them bringing people back for Multiverse of Madness, I want to stake my claim here because we did it on MC University. I want Jennifer Gardner coming back. I will lose my shit. So I'm saying it here. Bring Jennifer Gardner back in Multiverse of Madness.
What if she comes back with Mark Miller? What if they come back together?
Even better.
We're gonna have to dive into Multiverse of Madness soon. That is a movie that's throw us all for a loop. But I do just want to end our stream, and we're ending a little bit early. We do a really long show. If this is your first time watching, we're ending early tonight because some of us have big plans they got to go get to. I mean, I don't know what it's like to have a life. Not me. I'm hanging out here. But we did have a surprise sent our way by our friend Danielle, who's in the chat. I wasn't supposed to know what it is, but then some of us who were, given the task of helping share the surprise maybe don't have production access to the software, so then I became involved, which is fine.
They also needed help. The helper needed help.
So only two of us don't know what we're about to see. But Alexis, would you like to set this up? Because it's a pretty good surprise.
Yes. So Danielle contacted me and asked some questions about my co-hosts, and commissioned a surprise for us that's kind of the culmination of those questions. So,
drum roll, please. This is so fun. Okay. Hold on. There's
TikTok. Head over to YouTube and Twitch to see this surprise.
Big surprise. They uploaded out of order, so I'm just gonna.
All I know is it's coming up on the screen.
Oh my god! It's you!
It's me! Oh my gosh! That's so fucking cute.
The little nose ring is the best part.
I know. What's great about this is
Oh,
that
that's
I
amazing.
accidentally made Sly a Hawkeye stan, right? Is that how
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I accidentally became a Hawkeye stan. I love this though. I will say I am actually a Hawkeye stan now. Like
Yes,
Alexis
yes.
made that claim before it was true, and it is now true. But oh my gosh, that's so cute.
So
I
I'm
love it.
obsessed.
Aw.
I'm obsessed. And I love the hair. I think the hair is
Yeah.
iconic.
Mm-hmm. Good hair, good hair. It's Nissa!
I love that. Oh my god.
It's
And
the
it's got my
glasses.
glass-
for
The
me.
glasses.
It's the glasses.
This is Yelena, right?
Yes, obviously.
obsessed.
obviously.
I'm
Oh my god.
obsessed.
So
And I love that you're in the middle of
cute.
like a very important, like dramatic thought. You're like, I'm saying something very important.
Bucky's hair.
I love. And then this, hold on, sorry. This is, you got a little background too, which is cute. Although I'm not going to
So
put these up because then it covers
cute.
our faces. And then
It's me
with Alpine.
with Alpine. I wish I looked like this in real life, okay?
It's so good.
I'm obsessed. I'm
I am
so
so
obsessed with this.
Hi, Alpine.
And then
Aw.
It's Liz.
And I think this is like arrows, right? Like this has to be the Harry
You have
Styles.
a little floating mic.
Yeah, with the yeah.
I like
Like,
the
I've got
little
a
You
mic
got
side
so
button.
many props.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
My headphones,
Love it.
my floating mic. I'm obsessed with this. I need to like actually make a floating mic happen, I think. I'm so obsessed. Oh,
Yeah.
Danielle's saying it's not just Liz. Okay. It's Liz.
It's with
Taylor
this.
Swift. So good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good. What a gift. Thank you so much, Danielle. This is so nice of you.
So
I'm
much
obsessed.
thought.
Oh, I missed some important context that for Marissa's, it's Yelena meets Aunt May.
Yes. And I think
No,
a dash of next to normal was in there as well.
I
Love.
don't know what that part means.
Next to normal.
Well, I mean, I love next to normal. I don't know how you illustrate next to normal.
I think maybe that's your cute little foot kick.
Oh yeah.
Little
Yeah.
Jivey jive, baby.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with all of these. This is so cute. I cannot wait to like use these in future shows. We'll get them uploaded so we can use them properly. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Y'all, we got a lot of big things coming to the show.
Wait.
very soon.
Do we know who drew those?
Yes.
Danielle?
Did we say that part?
Danielle worked with Nick, who's at I'm Going to Get Road.
Oh.
Amazing
Nick Enger.
Nick Enger.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Yay! Thank you,
Yes.
Nick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Nice.
That's so kind of you. That's Nick from Voices of Atlas. So kind. Thank you so much
so
for
cute.
drawing us
So
as our
cute.
favorite Marvel
So
people. So
Yeah.
I love that it's Bucky's birthday and we got gifts.
Yes, we got a present.
Right?
We roasted his hair and gave ourselves presents. Yay. Love it. Thank you so much, Danielle.
It's-
Thank you so much, Nick.
Not a birthday party unless you give yourself a present, right?
I
That's
think
how
so.
these work.
I
Yes.
think so.
It's hard
absolutely.
work throwing a party. You deserve
Exactly.
I'm exhausted,
Yeah.
for once.
The best part of a party is the after party, which is like what we just did by giving ourselves gifts. Am I right? Like it's,
Yes.
it's everything that happens after the fact.
Exactly.
When you get to
Yes.
like sit with your friends and be like, listen, let's like gossip and draw ourselves as Marvel people. Obsessed.
What would I look like if I was Yelena?
That's what I do when the party's over. I'm like, I sit on the couch with some cold pizza and like a drink I started 5 hours ago that I forgot about. And I'm like, all right, let's wrap this.
I don't want to go to the party. I want to go to the after party. Like
I go to the party so I can go to
and
the
you're
after
having
party.
the randomest conversations. Like that is where I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
deep conversations about religion at 2 a.m. is the hallmark of any party I've ever thrown.
Wow. Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know.
When the boring
Yeah.
people leave, the weird starts happening.
It's true. My conversations are usually like, did anyone else observe like this like behavior between these people? And then usually
Liz
like
is ready
no,
to
and then
gossip.
I psychoanalyze like what's been happening and like body language and whispers and the gossip and the tea, and I make sure all the tea is piping hot. And then I pour it.
That makes me never want to attend a party ever again.
No.
Go to the after party.
No, it's just
I do not want to
about
be
you.
perceived.
It's just your most trusted. I would never. It's more like, did you see that this person came in and said this thing? Did anyone else hear that? I'm sharing information that's already being
Who was that? Who was that person that this person we sort of know through this other person invited that we've never met before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that.
Okay, we have to wrap. So let's end on a high note, perhaps. There's a whole segment of the show we didn't get to do that we'll do next week. I wanted to roast the new Marvel rugs that have come out. If anyone's seen
we forgot your rugs.
Hold on, maybe I can pull them up really quickly and see if I can find them, because I've been getting targeted ads for these left, right, and center, and I think they are so fascinating.
What is so interesting to me is I feel like Ruggable, up until these Marvel rugs, has like done some really great things. Like the Star Wars rug was great. They also roasted West Elm Caleb in national advertising, which I really appreciated. But then we got these
those
Marvel
panel
rugs.
ones. I don't like that.
Look
I
at the
haven't seen
prices.
those.
Well, and they're like split panels. Like the picture is like the Hulk's arm is like split between two.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Not a fan of that.
Guys, capitalism is not it sometimes.
Fractured Spidey, but the rest of these
feels very dark.
Are just not doing it for me.
The panel one gives red bubble. Bunky says, which
yeah.
What else do we have here?
There's
there was one you sent us
Forever.
Good. They have Star Wars
drawing.
ones. They have Star Wars ones too now. Incredible, because we needed.
See,
Baby
those
Yoda
are
rugs.
better though.
The Star Wars ones are not awful.
I will say I don't hate the Wakanda Forever rugs. Those ones.
This one,
but they're not
is
like
the one
exciting.
that I am confused by.
This one?
Infinite Heroes, this like abstract.
The line art faces.
Why would you want to like walk on people's faces all day?
It looks like, when you were kids and you took the shape and you drew the same shape like 20 times and then you made it like different things. It looks like that to me.
This is just if you want Steve
why
Rogers pecs on
why
your
would you
kitchen
want
floor.
to walk on Captain America's abs?
Marissa, don't shame people. Don't shame what people want to do.
Also,
I don't understand why that was the design choice.
I completely understand why that was the design choice.
Why did it get past the pitch?
But I think it's a missed opportunity because nobody says Captain America's abs. It's America's ass.
Alexis, don't encourage them.
I'm just saying.
Don't encourage it. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find. There was one that you called out that we have not seen yet. See, like these are a little bit more interesting.
Text art is okay.
It's the Marvel logo.
Yeah, that one's okay.
I don't like it.
It's no, that's awful. I hate that.
There's lots of words.
I don't like it.
Don't like it.
I don't like it. I think that if anyone dislikes any of these characters, it's the perfect rug for you because you can walk all over them. Know what I mean? This is the Wakanda Forever rug. This is what we were referencing.
Those
earlier,
ones
right?
That's not bad.
are fine.
But
They're not
that weird one,
exciting,
too, with
but
the loopy faces that I sent to Marissa that I'm not seeing.
Yeah, that one.
Got a lot of rugs here. Oh, this one's kind of cool. This is like a New York, maybe, or just buildings with like. Sorry, it keeps flashing.
Oh, the buildings with Spidey?
With spider webs.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Hold on here. We're still going.
I hate the logo.
So many.
Oh,
absolutely
about our
atrocious.
Marvel rugs. If you don't know anything about copywriting, let me fill you in. When you see this on a website, it's typically to help with search engine optimization. So you're looking for keywords, the priority of keywords being used, the order of the keywords being used, so they're hoping people are going to Google like phrases in this basically. So
Yeah.
let's dissect together. Bring the Marvel universe home with our washable, interchangeable. That implies I'm buying multiple, does it not? I'm buying
'cause
none.
I don't know
the
what that
base
means.
is so with Ruggable, the pad is the same. Like you buy the pad and you keep the pad, but you change
Oh, it's
the
like
top
a
part and
I
it's
understand.
washable.
I
My
understand.
aunt has not a Marvel rug, but she has a Ruggable rug.
Fascinating.
That's weird, but okay.
Thank you for
I have
explaining
seen
that.
the ads where they like fold them up and put them in the washing
Washer,
machine.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you could have like multiple Marvel. You could like switch it out, I guess.
Fascinating.
But it does imply that you like them enough to buy more than one.
Mm-hmm.
So like this sentence is a great example of like copy at its finest. Whether you prefer Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow, Iron Man, or Wasp, as Bucky calls out, why is Wasp in the caption? That's the opposite of SEO. We've got Avengers rugs for all types of fans.
Wait,
Fascinating.
hold on. Can you go
Because
back through how many of
Wasp is
those
a
were
Comics
women?
Avengers member.
2, Black Widow and Wasp. So
So
yeah,
they
perhaps
needed
they
to
threw
get the
in.
second female character in there.
Yeah.
They were really grasping at straws.
The intern of the week was like, "We're down a woman."
Happy International Women's Day month.
They'll be mad if
Hey!
there's not one woman. They can't say anything if there's
Yeah.
two.
So like so Marvel rugs. 1, 2, 3. They used the term Marvel rugs 4 times and used Marvel a handful of other
Gotta
times.
get
Marvel
that
Universe.
sweet
That-
SEO,
That
Liz.
sweet SEO placement. If you're Googling Marvel rugs, this is the page you are coming to. Anyway, I don't know if anyone else
really
finds this interesting.
appreciate washable Marvel rugs to the rescue.
Yeah,
That moment. Dun, da, 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 Marvel rug!
Still
Like I can just
insane.
picture the guy wearing the Ruggable rug as a cape, like
Mhm.
saving the day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're giving them
you-
so much free advertising right now.
It's true. Pay us to talk about this. I'm taking it down immediately. That's enough of Ruggable.
Sponsor us, Ruggable.
Sponsor us, Ruggable.
After we just roasted your rugs for 10 minutes.
This is
Hey,
free
that's what we're
airtime.
about. We're asking for content to be better. We're asking for the Marvel Ruggable rugs to be better.
Listen, I am currently in the midst of redesigning my home office. It's a mess right now. I just hung up like a whiteboard and a corkboard and a couple other things. And I could use a rug if y'all want to partner. I'm not saying I will get a Marvel rug, but I'm also saying if you pay me, who knows what I'll get.
What about a rug that's a giant Jeep being driven by a fish?
In an instant, I would drop coin for that. Yes. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Okay, we are at time. We have to end our show. So very quickly, let's just throw where people can find us over the next week. I'm producer Liz. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at producer Liz, talking about PR, talking about not what's happening in the chat right now because I'm trying to wrap the show on time so some of us can continue with our nights. Barnes
so
the
good.
Stroll,
We
the
just-
rug.
Okay, now we will
good.
continue.
And now I have like a whole new world, and it's like Bucky on a rug from Ruggable in my head.
We have done the advertising campaign for you. Please pay us.
Absolutely. We've storyboarded. We've got copy. We're ready.
Use this Bucky if you're gonna do it. Like I would like this animated Bucky.
Yeah.
I can't. Bucky and Alpine on a
Hair
magic carpet
blowing.
ride,
Yeah.
and it's like a duet, but then Alpine's just like meowing Jasmine's part.
Meow, 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 meow.
It's too much. Okay, this show's gone off the rails. Find me on TikTok and Instagram. I talk about PR. I'm talking next week. I'm going to do some videos about Andrew Garfield because he is having quite the PR moment with his award season run. And I think it's really interesting the way that he's, I think, aligning himself to some trends that Mr. Harry Styles has started. So I'll talk more about that next week on TikTok and Instagram. Marissa.
I am at Miss Abobissa on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Definitely more active currently on Instagram and Twitter. Things are a little slow on TikTok because I have a broken ankle. But well, I'm getting back into it soon for sure. Yeah, that's me hanging out.
I'm at Alexis Blake Reads Comics on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, but I never use it. And I talk about my life on Instagram, and I talk about cats and comics on TikTok. Come find me. Hello.
You can
I love you.
find me everywhere on the internet at CycloneMC. You can find me yelling about video games on Point in Progress and talking about all your favorite non-MCU Marvel movies on MC University, which you can also find on the Point in Progress YouTube channel.
And if you're looking to keep the party going after you've listened to Sly's podcast and followed all of us on our platforms, you can go on Spotify and search Marissa's favorite playlist. Marissa, I'm going to let you tell the people what they should do next. And I will find the link and drop it in the chat.
This is perfect for this episode because it's all about Bucky Barnes. And my absolute favorite playlist is Bucky Barnes is a Mirror Ball by one producer, Liz, on Spotify. It is an exceptional playlist. It goes through Bucky's entire life in the form of Taylor Swift songs. And I don't know what magical powers it possesses, but I put it on and I do all my homework. It just like I go into like a fugue state while listening to it, and I'm just like type, and then I'm done. It's magical.
Love.
And
You can also find the copy that I created for my own personal use on Apple Music. So if you search Bucky Barnes is a Mirror Ball on Apple Music, there's also a copy there because
Incredible.
I don't use Spotify.
There's
I
a link in the
respect that.
Yeah, there's a link in the YouTube comments now. There's a link on my link tree. There's a link from Sly. It's available all over the place. Highly recommend.
So go listen to Bucky Barnes is a Mirror Ball. We are saying goodnight to TikTok first. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Good night to TikTok. And we will say goodnight to everyone hanging out with us on YouTube and Twitch. And we will see you next time. We announce the next show on Instagram stories first. So if you're wondering when you can catch us next, you can find out on our Instagram story sometime next week. And
subscribe and like and comment and follow us on Twitch and all of the things, please.
Yeah, we're really trying to, especially with YouTube, we're trying to like get some of the stats up. So if you have friends you want to invite to the show, we love meeting new people. We love inviting everyone to hang out with us every week.
All those secret alt accounts, whip them out. Multiple follows.
We have no shame.
How it goes.
We're very close to 400 subs on YouTube, and we're very excited about it.
My cats are gonna follow us this week.
Your cats are so advanced.
Just make as many email accounts as you can. And subscribe to Stark Radio.
And we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.